It would be easy to forget there's a game when all we are doing is celebrating 1 year since #Cans. But Brentford are there on Saturday and we've got to go and beat them. Match preview. Welcome back to another video in the channel, Newcastle fans, and I'm going to start this match preview by doing this. Because it is 1 year to the week and to the day that I'm recording this video since our beloved football club was taken over by Amanda Staveley, PIF and the Reuben brothers. So I'm going to start by saying cheers. Oh, that one's cold. To what has been an absolutely incredible year. I can't actually believe it's been a year. It's very, very hard to get my head round to think how fast that time's gone, everything that's happened in that time. But here we are, 365 days later, and we have hope, we have excitement, we have dreams for the future, and I'm enjoying every single step of the ride. And I now do these match previews looking forward to the game. I now get on an away bus at 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning looking forward to the actual football, not just the copious amounts of these on the way down and in the pub. And that is exactly what the takeover has done for me personally. And if you do want to see more about the takeover anniversary, I did do a video on it where I interviewed fans, so if you just go down in the channel and check that one out. And also I've just posted a video today that I can't share on YouTube unfortunately because of all the copyright. A 7-minute video that I put together. Took me a hell of a long time, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of patience needed, a lot of stress, but it was a video I enjoyed putting together. I absolutely loved it, to be honest, of how everything unravelled and what's happened since, just in a emotional piece. It played with my heartstrings and it's had loads of comments, loads of positive feedback on Facebook and Instagram, so I'll put the link in the description. I cannot even give you a sneak peek on here because somebody at the YouTube police will have a go at me. I'll probably get in trouble just for saying YouTube police. So, there is a match this weekend. It's easy to forget that. And I cannot wait to get in St. James's Park. Brentford at home. And if I'm being totally honest with you, I don't think that's a bad game. And funnily enough, Brentford was actually Eddie Howe's first game in charge at St. James's Park. It was the one he missed because of COVID. So he wasn't actually there for it. But it was, again, one of the first games in the new era after Steve Bruce had obviously lost his job after the Tottenham game. Oh, did I just say Steve Bruce's name on a video? I told myself I wouldn't do that. But yeah, funnily enough, it's Brentford again. And I think as far as the fixture list would go, after that fantastic result down in Fulham last Saturday, I think Brentford at home is quite a generous one. That's not me underestimating them all. Brentford have had a mixed start to the season. They obviously had their fantastic win very early on against Man United, which I'm just going to say fantastic that was. Brentford, I was over the moon with that result. As someone who despises Man United, hats off to every single one of you for that. They've had a couple of draws in there. They got absolutely stuffed at home to Arsenal recently. And yeah, I can't speak for Brentford. I can't speak for Brentford fans, but their season has probably started how they would maybe be content with. Draws, wins, losses. They're not going to be pulling up trees out the ground, but they're also certainly a staple house in the Premier League now. But I fancy us. I really do. Tomorrow. War Flags has obviously got a fantastic display planned in mark of the anniversary of the takeover. Cannot wait to see what that is. Everyone in the Gallagher end has got to be in there early. Now, I wasn't actually at the Bournemouth game in our last home match. Because War Flags didn't do a display after the passing of the Queen, apparently a lot of the lads last week at Fulham told me that the atmosphere without War Flags was just different. I know obviously marking the Queen's death the way that everyone did with the minute silence, that's going to affect things a little bit, but apparently without War Flags, St. James's Park was a different place, which is fascinating. So I cannot wait to see what they've got planned. With regards to teams going into this game, would I change much from the Fulham match? Well, obviously if Saint-Maximin is back, which I've seen him in training this week, Eddie Howe's talked about him in his press conference before this match, it looks like Saint-Maximin is back. He goes straight in for me. Brentford at home could be a very generous tie for Saint-Maximin to come back in with regards to how he likes to play and really get at that defence and cause that full-back. All sorts of torrid times for the full 90 minutes. And he likes playing at St. James's Park, let's face it. We've never seen Saint-Maximin play better away from home than what he does at St. James's, in my opinion anyway. Yes, he scored some good goals away from home, but his overall performance, he gets riled up by us. Who wouldn't, especially the way the atmosphere in St. James's Park is now. So for me, Saint-Maximin goes straight in. Now, I think a lot of Newcastle fans are starting to sound like stuck records on this one. Elliot Anderson, he came on against Fulham and I know the game was gone and it was dead, but my God, did he impress. His quick feet in the box, he got a couple of shots off, he got a couple of balls, he whipped a couple of balls in from the left-hand side. But his tippy-toey feet in the box, he's always looking to make something happen. And he does seem to have a real natural ability in that 18-yard box and wanting to make things happen. And I think it's only a matter of time now before Eddie Howe has to give him a go. And all of us who've clamoured for it and really wanted it could prove to be wrong, and he just might not be ready for a full 90 minutes. But he is looking really good when he comes on, and I do believe that Joe Willock does a lot of good stuff that maybe doesn't get talked about enough. I think Joe Willock's probably one of our more underrated players in terms of making the headlines week in, week out. He grafts his bollocks off and he's very good box to box. But I don't think, again, it's just my expression of this video, he's not pulling trees this season. I really don't think he is. So I don't know. Does Elliot Anderson come in? I mean, like I say, based off the team at Fulham last week, you would go Jacob Murphy to come straight out. I did talk about him midweek that he'd done a better job than what we've seen of him, and maybe he's got a couple of absolute haters off his back. But Maximin in for him. Bruno picks himself. Joe Linton didn't actually make the team. I don't know whether we ever found out why Joe Linton wasn't in the starting lineup at Fulham, but we didn't really miss him. Obviously, the game changed very quickly with the sending off after 7 minutes. We didn't really miss him, but for me, obviously, Joe Linton goes straight in. Longstaff played a lot better, scored a goal. Absolutely over the moon for him. Long may that continue. But for me, Joey and Bruno is my front two there. Joe Willock and Elliot Anderson, for me, I'm a little bit on the fence. And that's not just me speaking with my Elliot Anderson's a Newcastle fan, he's a Geordie mindset. That is what I'm seeing when Anderson comes on. This kid keeps affecting games for 10 and 15 minute spells on repeat. He's not coming on and looking like a fish out of water. He's looking really good. Defensively, I wouldn't really change too much. The only change I would maybe look for defensively is I do like a left back playing left back. Dan Burn, I thought you might have more of a tough time against Dan James on Saturday at Fulham, a man with a bit of pace. You kept him quiet all game. I think he is solid there. But I just like a left back to play left back. I've always said that's why I didn't like Matt Ritchie playing left back, because he was not a left back, he was a left winger. And Matt Targett for me should always be one of the first names on the team sheet at the moment. He's not doing anything wrong when he plays. So I'd go Matt Targett, and then those centre backs, Sean Botman for me. I just think Botman at the moment, again, especially against a team like Brentford, he offers a little bit more with the ball at his feet. He's calm, he's composed, and I want to see him keep developing. And Fabian Schär, because he's right-footed, he hasn't done too much wrong this season either. So that would be my starting centre-backs. Dan Burn, it's nothing. It's great that we've got these options, but for me, Botman, because of his ability with the ball at his feet, and I just want to see this super talented kid keep coming on a bit more. That's who I would go with tomorrow. I expect us to have all of the ball. Brentford's possession this season overall has been averaged about 35%, whereas we've averaged about the 60-65 mark. We will continue where we left off against Bournemouth at home. I just hope we better in the final third. Callum Wilson being back for us is huge. He proved that on Saturday. And yeah, I'm fully expecting a win tomorrow. Brentford have some players we need to watch out for. Ivan Toney is desperate to silence St. James's Park. We know he is. He didn't work out for him here. I'd be exactly the same if I went on to better things after being not kicked out, but you know, not having a great time and being loaned out repeatedly from a club. So he's one to watch. You've got Mbeumo, another very tricky player for them. They've got Norgard in midfield, who's looked pretty solid for them this year. I think he's been one of their standout players. So they will get amongst it, they will get stuck in, but we will have most of the ball. And if I see better transitions in the final third, like what we saw against Fulham, long may Miggy's form continue, I do expect us to put a couple of chances to the sword tomorrow and us to get 3 points. So I'm backing Maggie. My good old dog, she's gone for a home win today. She's backed a lot of draws recently. She had to back the draw against Fulham, so she was wrong in the last one. She's gone for a home win, and I am going to go for a home win. If you want us to guess the score, I'm going to be ballsy tomorrow. Might end up with egg on my face, but hey, it's the takeover weekend. If you kind of predict a positive scoreline on the anniversary of one of the greatest days in our football history, then when can you? I'm going to go for a 3-0 Newcastle win. I'm hopefully going to get a home vlog done tomorrow when I'm at the match. Cannot wait to get in there. Hopefully speak to some fans like I tried to do on home games. It's not as easy as what it is in away days because there's that many fans and there's also a hell of a lot of YouTubers kicking about. So yeah, you just feel amongst the cattle on home games. But I'm going to try and get one done. If you have liked this video, Newcastle fans, give us one of these. Even one of them, just a thumb, goes a long way to getting us on that algorithm, getting us a little bit further up. Whack that subscribe button if you've liked my opinion. And like I say, I've done a takeover anniversary special speaking to fans in the streets. The video just down, check that one out. And I'll see you on the next video, hopefully talking about another 3 points for Newcastle. Happy takeover anniversary week, Newcastle fans. And here's to 3 points. Away the lads.